Good morning. This morning we're going to finish up the book of James. We're in James 5, and I like the different subheadings. Our Bible has it according to wanting to the rich, patience in suffering, and the prayer of faith. Over in 5:7, it's talking about patience and waiting on the coming of the Lord. See how the farmer waits and establishing your heart to be ready for the Lord and not judging. It, do not grumble against one another, brothers, so that you may not be judged. That's one that I would say that I struggle with, judging others and comparing myself to others and what they're doing and how they're doing it. What are your thoughts?
That was exactly the verse that was sticking out to me too. The do not grumble against one another, so that you will not be judged. For behold, the judge, capital J, is standing at the door. And sometimes I forget that even though it doesn't seem that anything is happening, that God is watching everything. And it doesn't matter whether or not I see it with my own two eyes right there, when in fact I would just love a lightning bolt to come out and leave a smoldering pit standing next to me. I really don't want to be that smoldering pit myself. So it's everything is tempered with grace and with second chances, even though I don't always want to extend those to other people. But the other part that really struck me was, but above all, my brothers, do not swear either by heaven or by earth or any other oath, but let your yes be yes and your no be no, so that you will not fall under condemnation. Which struck me, I guess, as unusual, because we tend to be so fast-paced that we tend, I think, to commit to things or answer to things without stopping to count the cost. And so it's like everything is unstable or unpredictable, because so many people will say, yeah, I'll do that for you, yeah, I'll do that for you, or I'll meet you there, and then at the last minute they are backpedaling and recanting and having to go back on their word. And I don't think that it's malicious, but the words yes and no really mean very little. And you can see that with little kids. I'm sure that it's always been this way, and that's why it's included in the Bible. But whenever you tell a kid, no, you can't have that, they don't assume that that really means no. They assume that if they ask a different way or enough times, that answer is going to change. And as adults, we do that same thing whenever somebody is telling us. They may not come right out and say, no, you can't do that, but they may be trying to nicely tell us, no, you can't do that. And we keep going around it at different angles and trying to get the answer that we want. But then on the flip side of that is the yes part. And I think about how often when someone tells me, yes, I will do this, I feel like I have to keep going back and saying, are you really going to do this? How are you coming with that? You said you were going to. Is it really going to be? We don't trust yes and no from each other. Not you and I, each other, but as people, we don't trust that yes means yes and no means no. And those are really basic words. And so I'm thinking about that in terms of, as we portray ourselves as Christ followers, if people look at us and they see that our yes does not consistently mean yes, and our no does not consistently mean no, how can they trust anything else that we say if we can't get those two simple little words right? There was the cat back.
One tail in the way.
So it just is a really strong reminder to me to be very careful and not to be flippant about saying yes or no, or saying that things are going to happen or not happen, because it affects your integrity, which is, that's ultimately what it goes back to.
Mm-hmm. So, read through James 5, see what strikes you today. That was just our thoughts on the patience and suffering, and your yes being yes and no being no. Judging others. Talk to you later.